Good afternoon, folks. This is Robert Chappell, executive editor of Madison365, with your daily update for Friday. It's Friday, folks, June 4th. The coronavirus numbers today are looking better and better every day. The all-important positive test rate is down to 1.5%. That's kind of the number we look at. That's the main we look at all these numbers together, right? You don't want to look at just one number, but if you did look at one number, that would be the most important one. That's the percentage of coronavirus tests that have been positive in the past 7 days, and that is 1.5%. That's the lowest we've ever seen. And what that tells us is that that COVID's not gone. It's not over. We haven't won yet. But in Wisconsin, it's under control. Very encouraging, okay? Especially now that virtually across the entire state, there are no legal restrictions in place. Rock County is, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, I'm pretty sure Rock County is the last place that has any mandates in place. And those they've been announced that they will expire on Tuesday. So that's and that's okay. I think that there have been a few that have been repealed a bit early. Obviously, some through court action, some through local government decisions. But at this moment, I think it's fine. I think to ease those restrictions, especially because almost half of us have at least gotten one vaccine shot. 48.2% of the state have gotten at least one shot, and you do begin to get some resistance even with that first shot. You get full protection after 2 weeks after your second shot, and 42.5% of us are there. At least have gotten that second shot. But as we approach 50% partially vaccinated, like that's going to have an impact on the spread numbers, and that's part of the reason that the spread numbers are so low, and that's part of the reason that it's really okay to be opening things up and to, keeping in mind kids are still in school where they are, for the most part, still wearing masks, right? At least my kids' school, everybody's still masked up and they're still doing the distancing and everything. Once September rolls around, next fall, we'll see if that remains in place. Of course, by September, allegedly, all kids will be able to be vaccinated. That's the goal anyway. So I hope that happens. All right. So a couple of other just numbers for today. 175 new cases, which is about in line with what we've been seeing this week. That's on 1,865 tests. So, testing is just really slow this week, which is fine. And 21 more fatalities reported today. Again, what's happening at the state level is people who died months and weeks ago of COVID are just now having their death certificates verified as having been the cause of death being COVID. Because there was so much happening in the fall. There was just a backlog built up. And now the state is getting caught up. The state reports, let's see if I can see this. Actually, only about 2, I think. 5. 4 new confirmed deaths on yesterday, and the average of 5. However, the total death toll went up by 21 as more older deaths were added to the data as well. So our total death toll now is 7,150. That's confirmed. The state is also reporting another 804 probable. I don't like to put probable cases in my data. I much prefer confirmed. But what that tells us is that it's reasonable to think that our total actual death toll at this moment is closer to 8,000 in the state of Wisconsin. Which, I mean, we knew that it would go up. We knew there were more deaths happening than we were being told about, or that were being confirmed. We're in the state now is basically catching up on those. But I think that's about it for coronavirus. I think, like I said, the news is generally speaking good. Getting those deaths are not good news, but getting them confirmed is, and getting people, getting us an understanding of the total impact is good. But that's about all I have on coronavirus for today. We'll take a short pause. We'll hear from our sponsor, UW Health, and we'll be back with some local news and some national news. And we'll keep it short today, and we'll get you on your way for your weekend. We'll be right back. Don't scroll away. Back right after this.
Here in the Midwest, community is important.
Having a healthcare system that's looking out for us,
that's actively addressing the racial disparities in healthcare is important.
When we can get good quality care, we can do more. We can achieve more.
We can be the kind of community we want to be, and that's really important.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
All right, it is June 4th, which means very soon, in about 2 weeks, will be Juneteenth. The Dane County Board of Supervisors, as they usually do, has formally recognized Juneteenth as a county holiday. Juneteenth, if you don't know, I'll be honest, I did not know this until I was in my 30s, probably. We didn't learn about this in our white schools here in Wisconsin. It's the day basically that the last enslaved people in Texas learned about their freedom. It was June 19th, 1865. Took a couple of months for the news to travel that the Civil War was over and enslaved people had been emancipated. So it's a day of celebration. It always has been in Black communities across the United States. It has gained currency over the past, 40 or 50 years, probably. The Juneteenth celebration in Madison has been going on for, I want to say 37 years, something like that, almost 40. So there's a big celebration at Penn Park on the south side of Madison. It's going to be a week-long thing. But the news today is that the Dane County Board, at its meeting last night, made that formal declaration recognizing Juneteenth as a county holiday. Now, what'll be interesting to see, remember last year, after George Floyd was murdered and the entire country got caught up in Black Lives Matter, a lot of local governments and private businesses declared Juneteenth a holiday and allowed people to have the day off or to go celebrate or to do some learning about it, right? I'll be interested to see if that continues this year. There were a couple of municipalities that declared it basically, into the future as just a new holiday for forever, not just last year's day, but this every year. This is a holiday now, and we will see if that keeps up, and we'll see if private companies, private businesses similarly react and continue to celebrate and to encourage their employees to celebrate Juneteenth. But anyway, if you're in Madison, go to Penn Park. There's actually we will have for you later, probably early next week. We'll publish a list of all the Juneteenth celebrations because there's a lot. There's more Juneteenth celebrations across Wisconsin than you would expect. I know there's several in the Fox Valley area. There's one in Beloit. There's one in Racine, Milwaukee, Madison, really all over the state, which is great. So we will have publish that for you next week so you can find your Juneteenth celebration near you because that's coming up in 2 weeks. Coming up in 3 weeks on Saturday, I think I put in the blurb on this. This is in 2 weeks. This is actually in 3 weeks from now. GSAFE, the Gay Straight Alliance for Safe Schools, is having its 25th annual celebration of leadership. This is their major fundraiser where they honor people who are doing good work for LGBTQ students, and it'll be actually a real live in-person event, probably, unless something goes wrong. They've got it set to be at the Terrace Convention Center here in Madison, and assuming there's not a catastrophic turn in the COVID numbers, they're going to have it there and they're going to have it in person, and they're going to be back to their. I mean, they did it online last year, obviously, as all events did. This year, they are everybody's going to get dressed up and come out and have a good time. And there's going to be a silent auction. If you're not comfortable going to it, you can still make a donation. You can still buy a ticket, and you can still participate in the silent auction. But if you are up for it, go to it. Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes will be receiving an award for his work with the Black Lives Matter movement, especially in the wake of the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha. And Carolyn Stanford Taylor will get be honored as well. She's the former state superintendent of public instruction. This is awesome. Andrew, the flock, the Forward Madison supporter group, will have 7 people at GSAFE. That's awesome. It is, it's not a coincidence. It's also Pride Month. But this, in the picture, this is from 2019. It's Everett Mitchell and Emily Otto. They also give awards in recognition to students and teachers across the state who advocate for LGBTQ plus students and teachers. So if you want to go, the event, it's $85 right now. Tickets prices go up on June 11th. So Angelica Usry, our newest reporter, who's doing a great job for us, has that preview, and there's a link there to buy your tickets. So go get that taken care of. Turning now to national news, Kansas City, Missouri, is the location of the latest police shooting that's under scrutiny. March 25th, Malcolm Johnson was shot and killed by police at a BP gas station in Kansas City. New video is now out that faith leaders in Kansas City are calling for major reforms. They said it was quite an astonishing video. I have not seen the video, but apparently he was shot twice in the head while he was already on the ground. So faith leaders, like this is Pastor Darren Edwards in Kansas City, Missouri, one of many faith leaders calling for the resignation of the police chief, calling for the police officers involved to be taken off duty, and calling for major reforms of the police. We will have more on that story as it develops, as we get more details on that fatal shooting, which is already 2 months ago, and it hasn't gotten a lot of attention, but it is now. So, all right, that is the news for today. For your weekend, weekend sports planning, the Milwaukee Bucks second round of the playoffs begins tomorrow against the Brooklyn Nets. That's a 6:30 tip. You've got Forward Madison at 5 o'clock on Sunday. I believe there's still tickets available for that game. They're beginning to increase capacity for that match. That's a 5 o'clock kick on Sunday. That's also on ESPN Plus. And later Sunday night, the USA versus Mexico in the Nations League final. So enjoy your weekend. I will be probably grilling out some ribs or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be very hot, so take it easy. Stay hydrated. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you back right here on Monday. Until then, take care.
This is 365 Media.